Hi, my name is Cherry Amogus. This is my WPF phone book. The focus is on event handling, so I'll first show you how the program works, and then I'll walk through the important parts of the code. So here's the main window. At the top, I have form where I can type a person's name, gender, mobile number, and email address. The first and last names are required. The middle name is optional. For the gender, I use combo box instead of a text box just to show a different type of control. Um, Notice down here the timer is 0. As soon as I start typing in any field, the timer starts counting. So I'll type cherry and then see, now it's running. It's tracking how long it takes me to fill out this form. If I try to click add without filing things correctly, it will not proceed. So I have to put correctly. So here's my last name and mobile number. And then optional, I don't have to put my middle initial in. If I also input the wrong email address, it's only the domain, it's not letting you add. So I have to, even it's just add because it's incorrect. That's not the right email. So I'll put here email at yahoo.com. Now the add button is not grayed out. It's highlighted. And from here, it added the contact to the list view below, where it shows my full name, gender, mobile number, email. And this is how long I took the form. 1 and 33 minutes. 1 minute and 33 seconds. If I add another entries, let's see, you can see the time record is shorter. Each entry has its own time taken. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the gender is female. And the email is. And now click add. If I select one of the entries and click delete, it's removed from the list. So this one I will delete. So the delete button only works when I actually have something selected. Also, notice how the add button is disabled if the fields aren't valid, and the delete button is disabled when nothing's selected. This way you can't click buttons when they shouldn't be used. So that's the full demo. The apps input correctly, show messages, adds valid entries with timing, and it lets me delete the contacts. Now let's look at the code. First is the XAML file. I created the layout. At the very top, it's grid with 3 rows, and 1 row is form. These are the form. 1 row is for the first name. The other one is middle name, last name, and gender. And one of the row is buttons and timers, and one row for the list view. So for the form, I use the text boxes for first name, middle, last name, mobile, and email, the gender, and the mobile, and the email. So these are for the text box. But for the gender field is a combo box with male, female, and prefer not to say. I wired up text change and selection change events so the program reacts as soon as the user types or picks something. So for the button, it calls add button click and the delete button click. The timer is displayed in a text block. And for the list view, at the bottom, the list view shows all the contacts. Each row has full name, gender, mobile, email, and time taken. Now, let's check the C# code. At the top, I created a simple class called contact entry to hold the details of each person. I also keep a list of contacts in entries. And for the timer, I use the dispatcher timer. It ticks every seconds, adds 1 to elapsed seconds, and updates the timer label on the screen. The timer only starts the first time I type something, and it resets every time I add a new entry. So whenever a field changes, the any field change method runs. That checks if we should start the timer and also updates whether the add button should be enabled. When I click add, the program runs a set of validation methods. Each one checks a different field and returns a very specific error if it's wrong. And the delete button checks if which row is selected in the list view. If one is selected, I remove it from the list and refresh the list view. If nothing is selected, the delete button stays disabled. So the add button is only enabled if all fields are valid. The delete button is only enabled if an entry is selected. This prevents error and makes the app easier to use. And I choose to show the full name as one column instead of 3 separate ones because it looks cleaner and it's easier to read. If a middle name is present, it's included. Otherwise, it just shows first and last. And that's it for the uh, phone book project. Thanks for watching.